Okay, so today you guys are going to be working while I am in Miss London's room. And so remember that I'm down the hall and can be summoned back very easily. So make sure that you're getting your work done. So we have been doing some writing formulas and names. And so I'm going to do the first one. This is on page 2 or on the back of your worksheet. And so I'm going to do this first one with you guys. And so I want you to do that along. So flip to the back just so we can talk about the things that we have been doing. Okay. So if we have these elements that are bonding Na and P, right now I want you to find the charges for Na and write it above the Na over here. Okay. And then find the charge for P and write it above the phosphorus. So Na, you should see, has a +1. That's +1. And P has a -3. And so what do? We crisscross these. And when you crisscross these, you're going to get Na3P. Okay? And so what's the correct name for that? Well, we know that the correct name is sodium, as you look at the first name, and it goes in full. And the last name is the first part of that last element name, so it's phosphorus, but we shorten it with an IDE. So this would be sodium phosphide. Okay? So that's what we have been doing. And you're going to do this in a little bit, but I want you to flip over to page 1. Okay? So sometimes you're given the compound name like this, magnesium nitride. And what people want to do is then they just want to write, oh, well, the formula is MgN. And that's incorrect. Okay? And so what we have to do is the same thing we were doing, but we're kind of working backwards a little bit. So right now I want you to find magnesium on your periodic table and tell me what the charge is, because this is an ionic bond. Magnesium is a metal, nitrogen is a nonmetal, and because of that, we still have to use the charges if I want to write the formula. Okay? So find the charge for magnesium. And I'm going to write the formula. I'm going to write the symbol right here. And if you found, magnesium has a +2. So look at this element right here. So this has the IDE on here. So I want you to, because this is the suffix, mark that off. Okay? And if I look, it's NITR. So what element does that have to be? If I had IDE on there, then that would be nitrogen. Okay? And so that's going to be N. And this is probably the hardest thing about these is figuring out what the symbol is, okay? Because we're working backwards on this. And so it has an IDE on it. That had to be nitride, okay? All right, so nitrogen has a -3. And so we're going to crisscross these, and you get Mg3N2, okay? So what I want you to do is when you're going through these, you're going to have to do the same thing that we did before, okay, with the crisscrossing and the charges and everything. And you're going to need to make sure that you have marked out the IDE part, okay, so that you can figure out what the element is. Like if you're looking at lithium phosphide, if I mark that IDE out, what element would that be? Well, that's going to be phosphorus, okay? And so look through these. I want you to work through these because you're going to be turning this in to Miss Cox, and I'm going to go through these today. But look through these and get them written just the same way we did, okay?